this is from SciTech Daily. You ready? Scientists grow synthetic embryo with brain and beating heart without eggs or sperm. Scientists from the University of Cambridge have created model embryos from mouse stem cells that form a brain, a beating heart, and the foundations of all other organs of the body. It represents a new avenue for recreating the first stages of life. The team of researchers, led by Professor Magdalena, that's all I'm going to try to pronounce, developed the embryo model without eggs or sperm. Instead, they used stem cells, the body's master cells, which can develop into almost any cell in the body. By guiding 3 types of stem cells found in early mammalian development to the point where they started interacting, the researchers mimic natural process in the lab. I will link the entire article because I'm not going to read the entire article. That's kind of just the gist of it. So now people can create embryo. I don't know how long they'll live, but embryo with brain and a beating heart without eggs or sperm. Science is interesting. Melanie, what are your initial thoughts?
This is scary.
Mm-hmm.
This is like something out of the Twilight Zone. Like, I don't know. This is something that people...
It gives me like chills, like goosebumps.
People, I'm sure, have always talked about, like, one day that we'll have flying cars, and one day we can make synthetic embryos without eggs or sperm. So I'm guessing this is a mouse embryo.
Yes. Not human.
My brain is having a hard time wrapping around, like, how is this actually an embryo if it didn't start the way how life is supposed to start?
And see, that too, I was thinking that, like, let's say they did this with humans. Would that be a human? Like, would they have human rights still? Would they have a soul? Like, not to be funny or silly, would they go to heaven or hell when they die? Like, it's stuff I don't think we should be playing with. I also don't understand what is the purpose of this. Is this going to help cancer research?
Yeah.
Like, is this going to, like, what? Is this just like, ooh, I did a thing? Like, what is the purpose of this? Is it going to help climate change? Is it going to help, your grandpa with Alzheimer's? Does this help people with MS?
Our greatest minds,
I guess
people making synthetic embryos.
I just don't understand the purpose of it as well. And I just keep thinking, like, 2 things that cross my mind. Are they a human? Do they have human rights? And are they going to go to heaven or hell?
Okay.
Do they have a soul?
So what I believe is, like, for example, if a human was created in a petri dish through IVF, in vitro fertilization, or if a human was created through sexual assault, that we're all equally human, no matter the way how we are created, deserving of human rights, and I do think whether it's IVF, sexual assault, or a loving marriage, that those are all equally human and deserving of rights, with a soul, not responsible for the sins of their parents. And so if there happened... This is like, my brain is having a hard time wrapping around this, like, scenario. But if somehow...
Because remember, there's no egg or sperm, though. But there's no egg and sperm.
I wonder, could this embryo develop into a full mouse then? Like...
I guess we gotta stay. Maybe I'll put the alerts on.
We gotta
let me know
with the story to find out what happens with the embryo mouse. And then if they tried to do this to create a synthetic human embryo, would that embryo develop into a full human? And then would that human have, like, health problems? I'm sure there may be a lot of health problems. Would they have their own reproductive organs? like a uterus,
And
ovaries, or testicles? What if they have their own reproductive organs?
And I'm guessing, I could be completely misunderstanding this because, I'm not a science girly at all. But, okay, so taking stem cells, you have to take a stem cell from a person. So technically, isn't that a clone then? Because if you take, or are you taking multiple stem cells from multiple people to create this? If it's just one set of stem cells from one person, then it's almost an appendage of that person. I'm guessing, I don't know. Once again, I'm not a science girly. We're just discussing this. I don't know.
Yeah, it just says that this synthetic embryo was created from mouse stem cells, but it doesn't say if it was one mouse or multiple mice. Yeah. So, yeah, that's an interesting...
Because if it's one, then technically it's if it's just one, technically it's like a clone then, because you're going to be... You talking about health problems? I was like, yeah, the health problems will probably be of the person that the stem cells came from.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like messing with this kind of stuff would lead to some type of health problems. I know abortion survivors, people who their mother attempted to have an abortion and for whatever reason they survived that abortion attempt, have health problems because there was an abortion attempted on them in the womb. Or persons who were conceived while their mother was on hormonal contraception later on have different maybe health problems or more prone to cancer because of that. And so that's where my mind is. If a human was synthetically created in this way, would there... I just feel like there would automatically be health problems that would come from that later on in life. But the question of, does this human have a soul? Well, I would, if this was somehow truly, fully, completely a human, then I would say, yes, there has to be a soul then from that moment of conception. I guess what's weird about this, separate from IVF, I guess there isn't even a zygote stage. It just jumps straight to the embryonic stage. So there isn't that sperm plus egg equals new human, soul has entered, yay. It's just just straight embryo.
Yeah. It's just science guy. There we go. Yeah. So that's where I just wonder.
But I guess there would have to be a soul if a synthetic embryo truly was a human. There would have to be a soul, and then I would want to think that grown human would then have the free will to choose to accept Christ, and then it would be up to them on whether or not they want to go to heaven or hell. Yeah, this is a scary mind scenario to have to think through. Whoa, this is the future of just where we're going. I remember maybe about a year ago, I was on a campus in the Dallas area, and I had a long conversation with someone who I guess was a supporter of abortion back when I did some tabling. And this, wait, I'm getting two stories confused. Not a year ago, several years ago, when I was in Australia, actually, and I had a long conversation with a pro-abortion person, and I explained to them what abortion is. And, when you just talk out loud about how violent an abortion is, a lot of times people are like, what? Jaw to the floor. I didn't know it was that disgusting. And I told this person, and so that was able to change their mind, just me describing an abortion procedure to them. And they still were on the side of well, this is what they said. And I've always remembered this. I don't think I've shared it before until this moment, that
Ooh, exclusive.
if there was some way that there could be like artificial wombs or like incubators to host that human, to like take the human from the womb of the mom who would rather have an abortion and put the baby in that artificial womb incubator thing, then they would be like pro-life and like okay with not having abortion. But because there isn't that type of way where we can remove the human and the mother is no longer responsible for that life, then they were like still leaning towards favoring abortion. So I share that because the thought of, because that sounded kind of crazy, like, okay, artificial wombs, like incubators for the preborn human to continue growing outside of a mother, outside of, you know, a woman. Like, okay, that's an interesting thought. Ha, that'll never happen, you know. But now here we are, synthetic embryos. What's next? Synthetic wombs for the synthetic embryos to grow in. Like, ah.
Wow, yeah. And I just, to wrap it up, like, I don't think we should be messing with this stuff. I really don't think that that's ethically, morally, spiritually, this is not something that we need to, like, there's so many other things we can be working on as, like, society than this.
Why is this
like,
where
let's
research
figure
is
out
going?
Yeah. Are my tax dollars
like,
going
I'm
this?
sorry,
Like,
cancer,
MS?
what's the other one? Dementia?
Alzheimer's?
Yeah. That's horrible. Like, I'm sorry, but synthetic mice embryos?
Right. Like, what are we going to do with this? I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe this is a way to fight cancer, but I don't see it. I don't see the purpose. I don't see, where does this end? So then, I don't know. I just wanted to share that with you guys. That's what's crazy going on. That is crazy. It'll all be on the blog post that has all of the links, so you guys can see all the articles that we talked about.